Yo, what is up? You know how they say the most dangerous lie is the one with truth in it? That's how I feel about a potential matchup between Jon Jones and Alex Pereira. Because two scenarios are going to happen, or three. The one that's very unlikely is Stipe beating Jones. Only reason I'm saying that realistically is because Jones has been working a lot of jiu-jitsu. He's ready to take it to the ground and finish it early. I just think he's going to finish Stipe before Stipe has a chance to get going. That's just how I see the fight going. If Stipe could weather that storm or stuff the takedowns and keep the fight standing, I think Stipe might shock the world. I know a lot of people would love to see that because Jones is obviously rage baiting with a lot of his interviews, in my honest opinion. I think, honestly, he knows that people want to see him fight Tom Aspinall, which ain't going to happen. But let's say he beats Stipe, second scenario, he hangs it up and, calls it a career and goes in as the greatest to ever do it, according to Dana White. And then the third scenario, he sticks around for one more fight, and he fights Alex Pereira, uses the wrestling as an easy exploit, because I'm pretty sure they're going to do it at heavyweight. But let me be the first to say something out. Alex Pereira is a light heavyweight. He is not a heavyweight by a thin margin. He's like he's not even close to being heavyweight status. I feel like they were talking about Pereira versus Tom Aspinall. I feel like Tom Aspinall would destroy Alex Pereira just on the whole size basis. It doesn't matter how hard Alex hits unless he gets a really precise shot. But, you have Jon Jones in that, and it's not even close. He's not really a heavyweight. So he's going to be fighting an undersized opponent, while he's fighting at heavyweight, and he's going to use the grappling exploit to take Alex down and potentially finish it early. And he's going to be picking that. But the funny thing about this whole facade that everybody can see is there's truth lodged up in it. Because if you want to compare Tom Aspinall's career and Alex Pereira's career, Aspinall has obviously made a wave. I don't agree with Jon Jones at all when he says Tom Aspinall hasn't done anything, because he has redeemed himself in the heavyweight division. After that first Curtis Blades fight, I didn't expect him to beat Sergey Pavlovich, but he beat Sergey Pavlovich, and then he avenges his loss to Curtis Blades. And then, you know what? Only blemish in his career, over. He's the dominant interim heavyweight champion, and he's actually made more waves. But Alex Pereira took on Israel Adesanya, launched himself fast-tracked into middleweight, got that title, obviously lost it when he opened up a little too much against Israel Adesanya and got knocked out in the second round, but bounces back in light heavyweight, beats Jan Blachowicz. We're looking at that fight. If he was able to withstand Jan Blachowicz' jiu-jitsu and get back to the feet and win via split decision, maybe he could stop Jon Jones wrestling. But since Jon Jones just kind of seems like he's used to wrestling these heavyweights now, I still don't think it's going to be close. I'm going to contradict myself from the beginning of the video. You never know. You don't know until the cage door shuts. But he's been a very dominant light heavyweight champion, knocking out Yuri Prochazka twice. He knocked out Jamal Hill. He finished Khalil Roundtree, who, although the Muay Thai style showed it doesn't matter the rankings next to your name, you could give Alex Pereira trouble if you do it right. And ironically enough, it was Khalil Roundtree who has given Alex Pereira the most trouble in a while. And then he's set to take on Magomed Ankalaev. He has had, if you're going to compare him to Tom Aspinall, probably the more marketable career. Now, obviously, Jon is rage baiting and saying Tom hasn't really done anything. No, Tom's done something. The only thing is, Alex Pereira has done way, way more, and I think he's made more publicity. And he has, by verbatim, or however you say that word, I'm not even trying to be fancy anymore. He has, by verbatim, I think it is. That's what it is. Okay, I'm going to go back and correct myself. But if you want to correct me or pronounce it right in the comments, please do. I got no ego about it. But, Alex Pereira is definitely objectively the bigger star. And that's what I'm talking about. The most dangerous lie is the one with truth in it. So the lie is that Aspinall has done nothing, right? Because the truth is, Aspinall's done quite a lot. But Alex Pereira is probably the biggest star, and it would be the most perfect nitpick for Jon Jones to take an Alex Pereira fight after Stipe. But, like I'm saying, a lot of us love to count Stipe out. I'm not going to say never, but we'll wait till next weekend when we get the final decision of Stipe versus Jon Jones to see how that fight plays out. Because I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for Stipe to have a resurgence, to have an underdog story. And you know what? If Stipe were to pull off one of the biggest upsets that we have never seen, because he did shut down Francis the first time they fought. He did come back and beat DC twice after he lost to DC the first time, right? So he can pull up upsets and shock the crowd. But just right now at his age, I think it's a little unlikely. So it is a small hope if you're a Jon Jones hater, but it is a hope nonetheless. But I will say, man, even though I could see what Jon Jones is doing publicity-wise, you kind of have a weird admiration for it because it's like, okay, he's playing the game. Excuse me. He is playing the game of publicity, and he wants people to buy these pay-per-views, and what better way than getting people riled up and talking about it, just like videos like this. But like I said, the most dangerous lie is the one with truth in it. But that's what I got to say. Thank you guys very much for sticking around for this one. But the Jon Jones publicity is very real, and it's getting even realer this week. And I haven't really made too many videos on Jon Jones. Mainly because a lot of people want to make videos about him right now because he's coming up. I was waiting until we're getting closer to fight week to start talking about it, because if I'm missing a pay-per-view or going in depth or not going in depth with any sort of pay-per-view, I got to. So this is the perfect time to talk about Jon Jones. There's probably going to be more Jon Jones content videos coming in the future, but definitely I got to cover Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig, and I also got to cover a lot more of these matchups that are happening. I know that UFC 309 might not be the most stacked card as we might see, but as you get up to the co-main events like Michael Chandler Oliveira 2, I want to break that one down too. Those last three matchups, those are the icing on top of the cake. That is the dessert on the entree. All right, so I'll see you guys later. I'm going to stop talking your ear off. Peace out. Take care. See you on the next one.